we are a couple of minutes early. You notice a different menorah. We will talk about that here in a little bit. It doesn't have as many placeholders for candles. There is a reason. Actually, I just discovered that. The learning that happens because we delve into something that maybe we weren't familiar with is awesome. And so tonight, we will learn about this menorah, as well as reading our blessings and doing the things that we've been doing. I hope you all are having an amazing journey with me. I know I am learning so much. I have to sigh, and Ron was even laughing today because he said, I'm not sure how you keep track of what you're doing when. He's like, tonight you do Hanukkah and then you do Advent. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of that way right now. But it is good. God has given us so much to learn. Every day is a new experience, and every day opens our eyes maybe to a new way of understanding. What I've discovered is there's a lot more light in the room tonight. Outside of the fact I did get myself some candles and some water before I started because I didn't want to be choking and croaking. I find it interesting with this menorah, as with the other one. Have you counted the candles? Do you see what it says? Just in that is something significant for you and me. For those of you who have journeyed with me so far in Genesis, you understand maybe more fully what that 7 represents. We will talk about that in a little bit. But again, I ask that you stay with us. We only have one more night of Hanukkah. It is so hard to believe that we're almost through that. And can you believe that tonight is this is the 3rd week of Advent? We're only a week away from experiencing again the joy of a baby's birth, the remembrance of the story. Oh, it's going to be different than years past. Just like I know for my Jewish friends, Hanukkah has been much different. Families not maybe getting together in such large units as they did before. Maybe some have. But even our Christmas this year will be different than in the past. What I know is God is bringing us through this and to this moment for a reason. I sense a revival happening. I sense a movement of God's people to rise up and say, He is alive. We stand in His presence. I sense that there will be some huge things happening in our days ahead. We begin tonight with our blessing. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us by His commandments and has commanded us to kindle the lights of Hanukkah. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who wrought miracles for our fathers in days of old at this season. And I am tonight going to read the 3rd prayer. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has kept us alive and has preserved us, enabled us to reach this season. Amen. I think it's appropriate to say that third part tonight would not be traditional, but I think it is good. A week of Hanukkah is completed tonight. The natural cycle of creation, every day revealing a new facet of love. Our renewed dedication translates into actions that change our life and our world. Isn't that true? That as this new creation, as we have been changed, as we have moved through this, we are changed. The light and the fire comes into our hearts, and it propels us into the community to share the joy of a God who gave us light and life. As I said, the seven-branched menorah has been a Jewish symbol and part of the Jewish traditions for centuries. It often is decorated with the 12 tribes of Israel, which mine is around the base. And it's a central piece in the traditional Jewish home, alongside Shabbat candlesticks. I will put those out for tomorrow night. Kiddush cups, a mezuzah, and Havadah set. My mezuzah is on the door coming into my office. I touch it as I come through the doorway to remind myself of this God of creation. But there are, as we know, 7 and 9 branches. So which one is maybe strictly to decorate your home as a symbol of the first temple in Jerusalem? And which one is destined for Hanukkah, the festival of lights? We know, they know that we are puzzled by this. It has confused me, obviously. Of course, we know that with the 7 branches, there's no shamash. It's a symbol of the menorah that once stood in Jerusalem's temple. Back then it was lit by the high priests, Kohanim, every evening using oil to burn it. The 7-branched candelabra stands for light, wisdom, divine inspiration. It's made from pure gold, according to God's command. Mine is not. The branches represent human wisdom, spreading divine inspiration throughout the world. The solid gold alludes to our behavior, guiding us to strive to behave in pure golden manner and accept holiness in our lives. The 7 branches stretch out as our behavior and good deeds must spread and reach out to others. The 7-branch menorah must be part of every Jewish home and lit as a sign of enlightenment and a symbol to temple menorah. Makes me wonder, makes me think, makes me ponder, makes me perhaps remember some things. The 9-branched menorah is a kosher Hanukkah menorah, is when the 8 candle holders are in one line with the 9th, the shamash, out of place in height or position on the 9-branched menorah, like the one I had earlier with the little animals. This type of menorah holds a symbolic meaning as well. It is a symbol of the Hanukkah miracle, oil-burning miracle that lasted for 8 days instead of 1. During the 8 days of Hanukkah, the entire family, of course, gathers around the Hanukkah to light 1 candle. The lighting of each candle is done with the shamash, like we have done. And so, sometimes that menorah is made out of silver. Mine happens to be made out of, well, plaster with little Noah animals. I find it interesting. I will bring tomorrow, as we gather, the Shabbat candlesticks. That actually would make our 9 candles, with one of those being the shamash. I want us to also think for a moment, for a little moment, about the menorah blessings that are given. As we are about to begin, and this would have been maybe something I could have shared earlier, the celebration of Hanukkah, kindling the Hanukkah lights each night of Hanukkah. This is a time of reflection on the meaning, the lessons of the Festival of Lights. We should listen attentively to what the Hanukkah lights are telling us. What I have been fascinated about is watching both menorahs and the light in the window. And you notice I have placed it in the window, which would be the traditional place, so that everyone in the community would know you were lighting the menorah. You would be lighting the lights of peace and hope. To think, to ponder, to reflect. Maybe this is a good idea for you and me. Maybe we should ponder and sit and think about what our day has been. Where could we have done things different? Where could we have helped someone? Where could we have been a better steward? See, these lights become sacred, and we are not permitted to make use of them, but only to look at them in order to offer thanks and praise to God's great name for the miracles, for the wonders, and for His salvation. The mitzvah of the Hanukkah lights symbolize in a tangible and visible way all the mitzvah of the Torah, all of which are defined in terms of light. See, we are increasing, and as we lit from the first night to this night, to the 7th night, we have grown. See, the Hanukkah lights remind each, especially Jewish man and woman, that God has given them a task to spread the light of the Torah and the mitzvah in their personal life, in their homes and in their family and in their community at large, and to do all this in a consistently growing measure. As we are to do, following Jesus is to share His love and His light with the world. Sometimes, though, we know things get in the way. Sometimes we know that we are troubled. We become disheartened. We have difficulties. And yet I know that the God of creation performed miracles on days that are not good, on days that we have been put down, on days that have just been full of despair. As I lit the candles tonight, I could feel in a sense the essence of the smoke rising, of the candles rising, as in Holden's evening prayer. We talk about and hear and watch the smoke rising and God taking our cares and our concerns to Him. See, for every day of life, we are to keep God's request. We are to continue to be the children that He has proclaimed. We are to come to His altar daily. Maybe we need to come to His altar momentarily. To offer God our time and our energy and our money. To offer Him ourselves solely 100%. But we do this with joy and enthusiasm. It is a continual process of dedication and rededication. It is done every day. See, Hanukkah is really not about just 8 days. It is truly a daily journey. See, there is a quality that illuminates the darkness of our spiritual outside through this light, through the rededication, through what happens to you and me each day, to come, to sit at God's feet and to pray. See, we are to come and sit first, to take time to think about the light in our life. What is the motivation and the purpose of our lives? And I know that for many we question and say, but I don't have any purpose. We all do. For some it is about being a prayer. I know I depend on those who are my prayer friends, who hold me constantly. Those are important roles. But you and me, each one, have a role to play. It is also a time to just be blessed. It is a time to sit and reflect, to be. And maybe that's all it is just to be. I think it's important for you and me to just be at times. Let us this night be. Be a blessing and be blessed by this Hanukkah. Listen to the lights and watch them grow. Watch them move and dance. Watch them be. And let us be like those flames, dancing with joy and salvation and hopes of days to come. Oh, my friends, it is time to go for tonight. You may join me back here in just about a half an hour, 45 minutes, for Advent. But come back tomorrow and let's hear some more about this menorah and about this Hanukkah. My prayers are with you all this night. And so go in peace. But I hope you come back and join me. And let's listen to Rock of Ages as well. Shalom, my friends. I'll see you in just a little bit.